The United States is the sole owner of all aircraft carriers operated by foreign countries, and the combined deck space of all American aircraft carriers is more than twice that of all other nations. With the new USS Gerald Ford supercarrier costing $17 billion, the United States would have the most powerful fleet of aircraft carriers in the world. With its deployment costing more than the standard $17 billion, the USS Gerald Ford has kept the United States at the forefront of the first class of aircraft carriers for the past 4 decades. This is the brand new American flag. This book serves as a primer on the aircraft carriers of the future. The aircraft carriers of the future would be the ultimate symbol of the power of the militaries that possess them. There is a battle, if you will, for which would be the most intimidating, as a handful of other nations like the United States and China are developing their own versions of these mobile versions of their lethalities, packed with all the advanced technology of the last decades, and could win battles simply by intimidating their opponents. New next-generation U.S. aircraft carriers are being built, and it is our responsibility to examine each one in great detail, beginning with the most famous, the Gerald Ford class. This carrier class will produce the most cutting-edge aircraft carriers in the history of the United States Navy. There are 10 carriers slated for this class, 2 of which are currently under construction and 1 of which is operational. The USS Gerald R. Ford is a very large warship. Before it was even finished, the USS Gerald Ford had earned the title of world's most advanced aircraft carrier. The construction of this ship diverted resources away from more than 9,000 other Navy initiatives. The supercarrier set a new record with a 100,000-ton displacement and featured 23 cutting-edge technologies, including 3 technological marvels in the form of nuclear power propulsion, 2 Bechdel A-1B nuclear reactors, and an electromagnetic pulse drive. There are up to 75 American fighter jets and unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs, that can call the USS Ford home at any given time, and the ship can run for up to 25 years without refueling. With a maximum speed of around 30 knots, the supercarrier could access every country on the planet in time to pay friendly visits to allies and wreak havoc on adversaries. The Navy's 6th-generation fax fighter, the result of a massive investment in research and development, is a multi-role aircraft capable of close air support, vertical takeoff and landing, and everything in between. The USS Ford is prepared to host its launch and arrest operations thanks to its advanced launch and arrest systems. How would France's carrier fare if it adopted a system similar to this one? These systems are designed for 4,100 takeoffs and 16,500 arrests before faults occur. This claim, while impressive, has not been proven. The French Navy is currently developing the next-generation aircraft carrier, aptly named Pang, to replace the 38,000-ton Charles de Gaulle. In just 2 years, workers will begin constructing the new carrier. 2 K-22 nuclear reactors will provide over 75% more tonnage for the Pang aircraft carrier than the Charles de Gaulle it will replace. Because of this, the 75,000-ton aircraft carrier can travel at nearly 27 knots and go virtually anywhere in the world. It has an infinite range of motion. The nuclear propulsion system would also be able to supply the carrier's internal systems with enough juice to function at peak efficiency. The electromagnetic catapults and arresters of this generation. The Rafale M would be the most likely aircraft to be launched using these systems until France developed a new 6th-generation fighter. This fighter's prototype looked as stunning as it flew when it debuted at the 2019 Paris Air Show. Its design parameters make it a lethal weapon. This fighter would enter battle accompanied by unmanned drones. The unmanned aircraft would complete secondary missions for the human pilot. Not only can the United States take advantage of manned-unmanned teaming from the aircraft carrier, but the Pang is built to accommodate drones as well. Carrier, if successful, it would be the first carrier to do so. All of the aircraft carrier's systems and air assets, including the drones and up to 32 fighters, would be controlled by a large fleet of helicopters. Over 2,000 sailors will man the Pang's decks at once. Moving on from the American ally to the enemy, all of these costs add up to around $5 billion. China has also been making some pretty cool moves involving aircraft carriers. China operates the world's 2nd-largest fleet of aircraft carriers. Finally, the Fujian Type 003 is a masterpiece in Mandarin. On June 17, 2022, China unveiled the Fujian, a supercarrier that bears a striking resemblance to the American supercarrier. One difference is that it does away with conventional takeoff ramps. The Fujin has only been in service for a short time, but as with any new piece of flagship military hardware, details are scarce. There is, however, sufficient information to understand the full scope of the aircraft carrier's capabilities, much like the American super carrier it depicts. The US has 4 electromagnetic launch systems to the Fujin's 3. The Fujin uses a conventional steam turbine-based propulsion system, which is inferior to a nuclear propulsion system. The Fujin's displacement is 80,000 tons, or 20% less than the Ford's 100,000 tons. The Fujin's air wing is smaller due to its smaller size, however, the exact number of supported aircraft is uncertain at this time. Missions, and with the electromagnetic launch systems active, virtually any type of aircraft can take off from the Fujin. The Fujin is the first indigenous Chinese aircraft carrier to take center stage in the battle for aircraft carrier dominance, and this marks a significant milestone in China's building capacity and the ever-growing might of China's military. South Korea is the name of this region. The Republic of Korea Navy is currently working on developing the Chevron, a new aircraft carrier. The Chevron, the Republic of Korea Navy's first aircraft carrier, is the product of a modernization program that began in 2001. The most cutting-edge South Korean naval assets, including the Sejong, the Great Class in class, the Engine-class frigates, the Type 214 submarines, and the Dokdo-class amphibious assault ships, have all been produced by this program, which is also known as a Blue Water Navy. Where the Chevron carrier fleet is based, the U.S. Navy's Tarawa Wasp and America-class ships serve as inspiration for the CVX axial flight deck. 20 F-35Bs will be purchased for the Chevron, the South Korean Ministry of Defense announced in August 2020. The ship has the capability to house the Republic of Korea Marine Corps' future attack helicopters. The 45-ton carrier's top speed would be 27 knots, and it would set you back $1. $8.0 billion. South Korea plans to join China, Japan, India, and Thailand as a continent-wide operator of aircraft carriers when the Chevron is commissioned in 2030 and enters service in 2033. The United States, China, France, and Russia are just 4 of the most prominent countries eager to increase their military power in international waters. The year 2030, when the majority of these aircraft carriers officially enter service, promises to be exciting. Thanks for watching.